For this chapter, right, what thing you guys are going to learn? This chapter is basically all about circle. Okay, so last time actually you guys learned about this thing already one. So like for example, how you calculate the arc length, how you calculate the area of sector, and so on. Okay, so in this chapter is the same thing, but you guys are going to learn a new thing later. All right, what is that like? We'll go through later. Okay, so from here, right, but before we go through it, right, okay, circular measure, right, the concept that I want to revise with you guys first is what? First thing, okay, so when you guys have a right angle triangle here, okay, so right angle triangle is last time you guys already learned one in your year 9, okay? So when you guys have a right angle triangle, what thing you have? Okay, so you can know that, all right, the length, I mean the longest one, okay, how you guys memorize it? The longest side of a triangle, right, we call them as what? This one, we call them as a hypotenuse mark, correct? Okay, this one we call them as a hypotenuse mark. So this is the longest side of a triangle, as well you guys memorize it. Okay, then right, when I add on one more angle in the right angle triangle, so let's say I tell you that here you have theta. Okay, so if I add one more angle here, right, you can call what? You can call the opposite side as what? We call them as the opposite, right? Okay, so which is the side opposite to a triangle. And then right, the side that is stick to the angle, we call them as what? We call them as the adjacent. Okay, so this is the thing we have learned before. All right, and as here, okay, this is your H, this is your O, all right, this is your A. So the first concept that you guys have learned in your right angle triangle, what is that? You have a SOH CA TOA. Okay, so what is the SOH CA TOA about? SOH CA TOA means that when you have a sine theta, so I'm going to take what? I'm going to take you have an opposite divided by the hypotenuse, right? All right, first rules. Second rules, CA means what? CA means if I have a cos theta, all right, so for the cos theta is what? I'm going to take the adjacent divided by the hypotenuse. And the last one, TOA, means that when you have a tangent theta, right, I'm going to take the opposite divided by the adjacent, right? So this is the concept that we have learned in the right angle triangle. And guys, remember, all these three things you can only apply it on the right angle triangle. If you guys have a non-right angle triangle, you cannot say that I want to apply this thing. Okay, impossible. This concept, these rules, only applicable in your right angle triangle. Okay, so this is the first thing. All right, so wait, hello Yuan. Okay, so what about the next concept of right angle triangle? When you guys have a right angle triangle, what is the next rules you all have learned about it? What is that? You call them as what? You call them as a Pythagoras theorem, right? So this is the second rule you guys have learned, okay? So one more thing that I can say about the right angle triangle, I have a how to spell it? Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so Pythagoras theorem is about what? Pythagoras theorem, the formula is what? You have a c squared equals to the a squared plus a b squared, isn't it? So what's the c squared? What's the a? What's the b? So your c will be the longest one. So your a and b, this is your a, this is your b lah. All right, so this is how you guys determine the thing. All right, so this is the thing you guys will recall for your right angle triangle lah. So first one, SOH CA TOA. Second one, all right, your Pythagoras theorem. All right, so these are two things you guys have learned before. Okay, so these are the things, but okay, of course, in this chapter, it's not about this only. So this is just a recall for you guys. Okay, just a recall for you guys. All right, so like when you guys have a non-right angle triangle, as I say, okay, when you guys have a non-right angle triangle, I cannot apply the sine cos tangent already. So what is the formula that we need to apply or we need to memorize that? So at here, like draw a non-right angle triangle. Okay, so when you guys have a non-right angle triangle, what's the rules that we need to know first? So you guys draw a non-right angle triangle and you guys label it. You have A, B, C here, the big capital letter A, B, C, and then the length which is opposite to it, I want you guys to label the small capital letter. For example, A is here, opposite, you have a small a. Okay, B is here. Opposite, you have a small b. Opposite C, you have a small c. Okay, so these three things. Like, so in this part, if you guys have a non-right angle triangle, you cannot apply the sine cos tangent and you cannot apply Pythagoras theorem. So what's the formula you can apply? First thing, you say this thing, we have a cosine rule. Okay, so you already have a Sorry, you already have a thing. Cosine rule. Okay, so cosine rule is the thing that we are going to apply here. So what's the formula left? All right, cosine rule formula, right? Like write down. Okay, I write down first. Then you guys, then I'm going to tell you like how are you going to apply them. So the formula of a cosine rule, you have a c square equals to what? A square plus a b square minus 2ab cos c. Okay, guys, this formula, you all should learn it in your normal maths one. Okay, this formula is actually you will use more in the normal maths. Okay, and maths you will use it in your circular measure only. Okay, so guys, like how do we apply this cosine rule formula? Okay, if you realize that, right? Okay, so you see what is the side? What is the side? So that's why I asked you guys to go and label your side, the vertices, right? You put a big one, and then the length, right? You put a small one, and it's the opposite one. So you can see when you want to find your C value, okay? When you want to find the C value, so what's the angle you need to use that? I'm going to use the opposite angle. See, for example, if this one is missing, you want to find this, okay? What's the angle I need to use? I'm going to use the opposite angle. Okay, I'm going to use the opposite angle. All right, so what's the length I need to put at the right hand side? Your A and B. Where you can see for this one my A and B, okay, you see that these two lengths, they are actually covering this angle, and then I go and find the opposite one. Okay, it's always like this one. Like for example, if I tell you, can I find B? Can I find B? Can. So what's the length you need to put at right side? Okay, if you want to go and find the length B, right? Okay, this one, right? I'm going to use which length? I'm going to use the A and the C, and the angle covering this angle. I find the opposite one. See that? So if you guys want to go and find the B square, so I have a A square plus a C square minus 2AC, and the angle that I'm going to use is a B here. Okay, and if you want to go and find the A is the same one, your A square equals to 1. So you have a B square plus a C square minus a 2BC cos A. So this is the thing that I want to remind you guys only. Okay, this is how we apply the cosine rule. So always remember, when you have two lengths covering an angle, you find the opposite one. Okay, two lengths covering an angle, you find the opposite one. This one is the cosine rule. All right. Okay, right. So let's see how are we going to apply it in the question. So it's quite easy. It's not hard. It's not hard. Okay, so it's not hard. So basically, you just apply the formula only. All right. Okay. So you guys can see for the example one, right? Okay, you can see. All right. So you have a triangle ABC. So you see, you are asked to go and find your BC. All right. You're asked to find your BC. So you are given what? You are given the length of the AB, given the length of the AC. You see two lengths covering an angle. Find the opposite. Cannot. You just apply the formula. So I have what? I have a C square equals to the A square plus the B square minus 2AB cos C. So which one is your C? The C is the one that I want to find, which is my BC square, equals to A. I have my AB square, all right, plus the BC square. Then you minus 2 times the AB times the BC. I have a cos 60 degree. That's it. Okay, two lengths covering an angle, and you find the opposite one. Okay, always the same one. Then you can sub inside what you have now. You can find your BC square equals to 1. So your AB square, 5 square. BC, 7 square. Then you just press everything into your calculator. Okay, you can get the answer already. So you have what? So you have a BC square equals to the 25 plus 49. And then the behind one, you go and press into it, right? So you have a 2 times 5 times 7 times the cos 60. You get the answer equals to 1. You have a 35 here. So what is your BC square? Your BC square, 25 plus 49 minus 35, right? You have a 39. So BC equals to what? You have a square root of a 39. Or you can press them into calculator. You have a 6.24. That's it. Okay, so you can see this is how we apply the cosine rule to go and find the length missing. Okay, so this thing, like, okay, so the cos 60, you need to press calculator 1. Just press the cos and 60 only. All right, covering angle, two length covering angle, find the opposite. That's it. All right, so you all don't confuse by the ABC. So the ABC is just a formula for you guys only.